finally at the last chapter. In chapter 11, you'll probably notice that it's the payroll chapter, and that we're only covering just a short little portion of this chapter because if you look at the course competencies, we don't need to cover this whole chapter. It's just the payroll portion of chapter 11. Now, it's a good idea when you're doing this to look at the B problems first. The B solutions are on Blackboard, so I would go onto Blackboard and take a look and see how they do those, because as you see how they're filling them out, you'll understand what they're actually doing. So let's use an example first. Think about if you worked 20 hours last week and you get paid $10 an hour. Okay, 20 hours times $10 an hour, that means $200. Would you actually get that $200? Well, no, you're not going to get $200 because your employer's going to withhold some items from your paycheck. One thing that's very common that gets withheld is FICA, Social Security, and FICA Medicare. Now, in this class, we're going to be using 6.2% as the rate for FICA Social Security. So they're going to take your pay, which in this instance was $200, and multiply it by 6.2%. And so that dollar amount then would be withheld from your paycheck. And it's going to go to FICA Social Security, which is the Social Security agency, to pay retirement benefits and disability benefits. There's also FICA Medicare, and that rate that we're going to be using is, I didn't write this down, it's 1.45%. Now, be careful, when you're looking at B problems, you'll see that there's a special calculation for these. For the Social Security, it's only up to a certain dollar amount that you've earned. And once you've earned beyond that dollar amount, they don't withhold any more Social Security. For FICA Medicare, there's no limitation. It doesn't matter how much money you earn during the year, they're going to always take out 1.45% because there is no limitation. And you'll see in the B problem that that's what happens. Because one of the examples will show one employee that has already earned above the limitation. Once they've earned that for that year above the limitation, they don't take out any more FICA Social Security. But starting January 1st of the next year, they'll start all over again, taking out Social Security. So take a close look at your B problems. Another thing that you need to realize is that this is taken out of your paycheck, out of the employee's paycheck. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the employer, your boss, also matches that same dollar amount. So if they took out, let's just say for example, $20 out of your paycheck for that and $5 for that, well then your employer, they're going to take that money, they're going to submit it to Social Security, but they're also going to match it. They've got to pay out of their own pockets this amount because this is taken out of your paycheck, this they're going to match. So you'll see that also in the B problems where it has the employee's calculation and then down below it's going to have the employer's calculation, which just mirrors the employees, so that makes it easy. Okay, there are other things that can be taken out of your paycheck. You might have some health benefits, you might have union dues, you might have dental, you might have child care. There's all sorts of things that can be taken out of your paycheck, and usually they're elective type things. So whatever the problem tells you needs to be taken out, you need to take that out. The chapter also goes over federal unemployment, FUTA, and state unemployment tax. These are minimal amounts that are calculated typically, and they do not come out of your paycheck though. These are for the employer only. But in this chapter, since it's the payroll chapter and we're looking at businesses, we are going to calculate the FUTA and SUTA because businesses have to pay this. So what happens is the federal unemployment and state unemployment submit to the business the rates that they have to use. So the rates vary by business depending on how many unemployed people they have. There's a special rate for each business based off of that. So they'll be given this rate, and there's going to be a limitation. Just like there's a limitation in calculating the FICA Social Security, there's also going to be a limitation for FUTA and SUTA. Whenever the problem tells you the limitation is, that's what you're going to follow. And I think they're using in this example $7,000. So once the employee's earned over $7,000, the employer does not have to take any more FUTA or SUTA, unemployment taxes, out. Well, they don't take it out of your paycheck. They don't have to pay any more based off of that employee's calculation, that employee's wages. So it's kind of interesting. They calculate federal unemployment and state unemployment based off of your wages and my wages, but it doesn't come out of our paycheck. They calculate the calculations based on that, but they pay it out of their own checkbooks, the businesses do. Okay, I think that's about it. The chapter's pretty straightforward. It's just a few pages. So make sure you read through those pages several times to get a really good understanding of these terms and what a payroll is and what withholdings are, and FICA and Social Security, FICA, Medicare, FUTA, SUTA, and other things that would be withheld from your paycheck. And make sure you look at the B problems. They're very good, very thorough, and they go over all the examples of different things that could take place. And then your A problems, once again, are very similar to that. Well, it's been great having you in the class. Good luck on this last chapter, and good luck on your final.